previously on Death of 7 and stop the recording and reboot. I'm in a bit of a situation. I can't record for that one. It's not booting. It keeps on getting hung on here. But then burn Ubuntu 1804 to the USB and install using 1804. Why 1804 without the hardware enablement set? Okay, here I am again. I made a major oopsie. The Kazam stopped recording my audio from this point on. It wouldn't record my audio from my microphone.
This is JR Tech and Software.
Alright, and now I'm going to be adding more things to the favorites list, which is like pinning things to the sidebar there. The installation is almost done of everything, so like I'm gonna be adding things that I added in Ubuntu 16.04 and also things I just feel like is useful. So I've got Chromium. I kept in the Nautilus file manager. Later on I'll like pin the terminal. I've got GIMP, I've got Kazam because I'm gonna be doing a lot of recording in Kazam. And then right now I'm just like looking what else. I don't know if I'm actually gonna add anything more. I think I'm gonna actually add VirtualBox over there, but I was just in the utilities, but I passed right by VirtualBox. Okay, so the oh no, yeah, one more thing, I'd like to have a little screenshot application there. But the installation just finished up. Well, not just finished up, it's almost done. Doing the last few things, and yes, the installation is done, and so, yeah, and then, I'm going to install, because I thought of another package, but first, I think, am I gonna do more, oh yeah, that's right. Okay, so pretty much what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy all the cached files from Chromium, and I'm going to copy all my config files from Chromium from Ubuntu 16.04, so it'll be like when I start Chromium, it'll be as if nothing even changed. Like all it will notice is that it's no longer the default browser, but it automatically checks for that anyways. And here I get inspiration of what other things I should install. In fact, I haven't even reinstalled Blender yet. I might do that sometime later today. But anyways, so I'm copying those config files. Those are smaller than cache files. I had a lot of cache on my system. But yeah, just waiting for that to happen because I can't really open up Chromium until all those files are copied over. So yeah, I think I might just cut some of these out in post-production, so alright, so I've just gotten more inspiration here about things that I should install. And so one of the things that allows for better compatibility between LibreOffice and Microsoft Office is if I get the Microsoft fonts that are included with Windows. So right now I'm trying to figure out some of the font, like what the package name of the fonts is. Yeah. I thought it had to do with some like MS in their font, and the actual package name, which I would figure out later, is TTF-MS Core Fonts dash installer, I believe was the package name. But I thought it was different. I just knew that I wanted it, and I knew that I had it before. I just didn't remember the package name. So yeah, everything, all the cache files and all the config files are copied over. So now I'm launching Chromium, so that I can look up what the package name of the fonts is. You're gonna hear a lot of what am I doing right now, because even though I recorded this, I don't remember what all I was doing. Oh yeah, I didn't like the top, like how on the top bar, I didn't like that, and so I was looking for a way that I could change that, but I couldn't figure it out. So I just decided I'd get used to it and go back to my original theme, which is this Just Black. I like dark themes. I just find them a little better on my eyes, and that's why I also always have the Dark Reader extension installed. But anyways, now I'm on my server, and I'm gonna go Google how to install Microsoft fonts in Ubuntu. Now, the article that I'm going to right now is actually from 2010. You can see there, April 26th, 2010, and, but, yeah, I'm looking for how to do it in the command line, because I don't really want to keep, the Ubuntu Software Center, but yeah, there we go, TTF-MS Core Fonts, but then I had to add on the dash installer, to there. So Control Shift and V will paste, and then I just hit Tab in case I needed any more things, and that automatically added the dash installer to the end. And so now I am now it's going to download and now I have to accept the EULA, and yes I do. And now it's going to download everything. It's going to download multiple things. Multiple like exe files here. You can see courier32.exe. But this, of course, like these have our fonts like the Arial font, there's Comic Sans, there's Times New Roman, all those fonts are all in this pack. I have no idea what just happened to the recording. Okay, there we go. I guess I just had to update the screen a few times. I have no idea what happened to Kazam there. But yeah, I'm actually recording this segment of audio while the video is rendering out, and this actually became such a long video. I haven't even gotten to editing together this part. Well, that's kind of obvious. But I've only gotten to like right after I installed Ubuntu 1910, which was a while ago. And so something that I figured I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna cut these into parts, and I like the name that I picked out. Like the whole saga is like kind of after Star Wars. It's Death of Seven, Episode 1. Episode 1 is rendering out right now, and it's titled JR Text Remember. No. I don't remember, but the screen is going weird again. Alright, so now I'm gonna install the full LibreOffice suite, because like I said before, the only LibreOffice packages that come with Ubuntu is Writer, which is like Microsoft Word, Calc, which is a spreadsheet program, and Impress, which is a presentation software. And then also I'm gonna get OBS because I recorded in Windows 10. I recorded with OBS and I liked it, but I have been having problems getting it here on Linux, because I would always get some error about like how my video card isn't supported. I use integrated graphics on here, by the way. So I just wanted to test that out. Spoiler alert, it doesn't work. So I'm gonna be sticking with Kazam throughout. I still have no idea why it didn't record, how it got reset from this Fi-Fi microphone to some other source. I have no idea, but yeah, that happened pretty quickly, but I just paused the video to save space, and I don't think it was to save space, I think it was I don't remember, actually. I just decided to pause the video. And so now I'm going to install a few snaps, those being VLC, Visual Studio Code, and Kdenlive, and eventually I'll also get Spotify. The problem is Visual Studio Code requires the --classic flag, and I forgot about that, so. But I'm just gonna go and download. My internet speed yesterday, and I think today too, are pretty slow, half a meg per second. That was bad. So yeah, I think I was planning on doing a time lapse for this, so yeah. Okay, so yeah, I also forgot how to get Spotify on here, so you might have seen in the time lapse that like my browser was open to the Spotify website trying to download it, but then I remembered Snap, so and I just replaced the code word in the original command to be Spotify. And so now I wanted to install GNOME extensions on here, and the way you have to do that is you have to install a package called Chrome GNOME Shell, or for whatever web browser you are running. And then you have to go to the extensions.gnome.org website, and you have to install extensions that way. So I'm just installing that package there, and I'm also talking about how I want to get, like, there, you can see it earlier, sometimes it would say this window is ready, and I'm like, that annoys me. It really annoys me when that happens. So there's an extension called No Annoyance, and it takes, and instead of having that notification, it just it stops that notification. What it does is it just puts a new window into focus, and it's, so I wanted to go get that here. I think I might even be doing it right now. Yes, because I'm opening up Google Chrome. And so it's extensions.gnome.org, as you could see there, and yeah, my internet was slow that day. Okay, so we're loading up the extensions web page. Like I said, my internet connection was really slow that day. And also on top of that, I'm trying to download 3 snaps, and so yeah, it was slow because it was splitting up the bandwidth between the extensions.gnome.org and all that downloading. So, Anyways, let's wait for that to load, and I'm gonna, first of all, I want to get the eject menu, because, yeah, so I want to get the eject menu, because, that allows me, right from the top of the, bar there on the top where you can see the time, and where you can see the Kazam thing is recording, so, I like it to just be on there, and I had some trouble finding it, but man, I don't know if it's my VLC or whether it, yeah, you guys are seeing some really choppy stuff, I guess, some really intense things are going on there, in terms of CPU, because, well, I don't have a graphics chip in here, and so doing everything on CPU here. So yeah, now I'm just waiting for it to be downloaded and installed. So I'm going into new terminal here so that I can install a package called GNOME Tweak Tool, and that is the tool that allows you to tweak things in the GNOME desktop, and so settings doesn't have every possible setting in there, and that's the only thing that comes by default nowadays. And something that I see in the video, that I said in the video that didn't get picked up, was that I wish that whenever a distro has GNOME that ships GNOME, I wish it would just come with the GNOME Tweak tool out of the box, because there are a lot of things in there that I wish you could access without installing a separate package. That, or the GNOME project has to put some of the things that are in the GNOME Tweak tool into the settings menu. So yeah, now I am here searching for no annoyance, and you can see the eject menu just went up there, up by the Kazam watermark. GNOME Tweak tool installation is going pretty good, yeah, I think I'm just gonna skip. Alright, so now I have the GNOME Tweak tool installed, and yeah, so I'm just doing that to make sure that these extensions, like no annoyance you just saw there for a split second, like just to make sure that those are going well. And now I want to, obviously I have already, but I want to even more customize the terminal, and like, because when I scaled up the font, because I scaled up fonts in the GNOME Tweak tool, and that kind of made everything in the terminal a bit bigger, and so now I'm like doing some configurations to the terminal. I'm just kind of looking around everywhere here. Actually, for this part, it's probably better that Kazam didn't record audio, because this would be really bad. But yeah, I'm gonna set the font to Ubuntu Mono here maybe, and I'm finally on the terminal font selection screen. And yeah, Ubuntu Mono regular right now, it's just on font size of 10, but when I move the window out of the way here, that is really small font, and so I'm gonna upscale that, and yeah, maybe, but it still looks a little small, so when I put it up to 14, it looks a bit big, so I'm gonna put it down to 13, and, guys, I'm talking kind of fast, and kind of, give it a big indication of where I am, because just to help myself when I'm actually put this together, because this is probably a tedious task trying to get all these clips in sync. And it's, yeah. Oh my, look at that. Very, this was way better on my end when I was, watching this. When I was, actually doing things here. So I was a little confused about why that, universal access thing was there, and I know that, in Ubuntu 16.04, if you went to the settings and went to the, universal access, in the settings, you can, like, toggle that. It is actually still on my desktop, but that's because, the reason why I said is because I scaled up the fonts, and so now universal access thing is in place, and so that little icon is now there. So, yeah, and now I think I wasn't. I'm gonna do more configurations to the terminal. I think I'm just gonna make this all as a time lapse. So yeah, let's start the time lapse. So all of the snaps are now installed, and you didn't see any of that, did you? Oh no, I just did the CS command. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into the bash rc file, and I am putting in screen fetch right now, so I'm gonna have like a comment there, because you should always comment your code, and it is execute screen fetch. I'm gonna make sure that it works. So what my command was there, you didn't see this because this is really choppy video, but I'm gonna do clear and then space and then 2 space dot bash rc, and that's gonna clear the terminal and execute the bash rc file, just as if I already opened up the terminal. So now I just copied over the xprofile file. That is gonna make it so that whenever I log in, my screen resolution is gonna be the native screen resolution of this monitor. And it's really hard to tell what I'm doing here. The choppiness is really bad. Man, the audio would have been terrible. And now that VLC is installed, what I need to do is I need to get a MIDI codec for it, because I like playing MIDI files in VLC. Now, I actually, I kind of jumped the gun on here, and I realized that later in just a few seconds, but I'm gonna go over to the SourceForge website, and now I'm gonna, it's really hard to tell what I'm doing. Alright, so there is a little Linux box, area down there, and, it tells you to install a package, and so I'm gonna do that, and then after that, I really didn't mess much with, VLC. Like, I installed the package, but I didn't actually do anything with it. I didn't do any configurations with VLC, so I actually did that before I started editing this video, because this morning when I got on here, I was gonna start editing the video right here, but instead I did a few extra things. And I'm considering like putting another clip at the very end saying what I have done thus far, in terms of like what other configuration I've done since that last clip. The last clip that I did where I closed out all of this. So now I'm downloading a mid file. You can't even see that. Oh my goodness, this is so choppy video. But I downloaded a test file, that I made this, last weekend, to, like, test the, oh no, I'm doing that right now. And, so, yeah, it looks like I already had that installed. But yeah, that's gonna be like my little tester for MIDI. Like I said, I didn't actually do that until today. And yeah, the backups are still going good. Alright, and the installation is going good as well. We are still downloading some, oh, what are we doing? I almost bought that for a split second there, I don't know. We're changing the desktop background. So, a little bit of background story. So, of course, right before Christmas, the Linux Mint team released, Ubuntu, no, Linux Mint, Linux Mint, 19.3, and, with every new release or point release of Linux Mint comes a different set of default wallpapers, and so I installed that on my laptop, and I really liked the default wallpapers. So I actually just went to the directory that all these are stored in and copied all of them and put them on my server. So now, like, pretty much all machines I run all have one of these wallpapers on them, and I really like them. What I used to have was the Windows XP Bliss wallpaper, which looked very nice, but now I have these, and they're pretty cool. So yeah, the Ubuntu wallpapers look okay too, but I'm preferring the Linux Mint wallpapers. So yeah, let's just choose that for the background picture, and then I'm also going to be putting that on my lock screen. However, because I'm doing light DM instead of GDM, I am, as the login manager, I am not going to, that's not actually going to really take effect here. So, yeah. By the way, the light DM and GDM, those are two different login screens that you get. So, like, in Linux, you can even customize the login screen. It's pretty cool. I like DM with the slick greeter better than GDM, but, it's your personal choice, I guess. So, the installation of the MIDI support for VLC is done. And so what I am now going to do is install another application called MuseScore, which is like music arranging and composing application. I sometimes dabble in that. I sometimes play with that. I also want to get Linthesia. About a year ago, I released Canyon.mid on Linthesia. Oh yeah, I'm testing OBS now, and yeah, it's not gonna work. But, yeah, that's the error I was getting before. But, anyways, so, about a year ago, I released my, Canyon.mid on Linthesia. Linthesia is like Synthesia, but for, Linux. So, if you've heard of Synthesia, it's pretty much just like a virtual keyboard, and then you can, like, play MIDI files, and you can see, like, the notes coming down onto the keyboard and see which notes on the keyboard that you are playing. So now I've got VirtualBox open. We are on VirtualBox 5.2.24. I went away before I could really see enough of it to say exactly what it was. I know it's 5.2 though. In fact, I can probably just open it on my host. But anyways, now I'm gonna get the whole VirtualBox thing ready. After, of course, I delete the trash, the things I don't need. Sorry. Yeah, we are on VirtualBox 5.2.34 right now. But anyway, so now I'm gonna do a big time lapse of me getting all the virtual machines listed inside VirtualBox. I'm gonna do this again later because I have to remove everything for reasons I'm not gonna say right now. But yeah, anyways, just enjoy this time lapse. Okay, so yeah, that I'm almost done here. And this keeps on coming up. I don't know why, but like, I believe it's Windows 95 has an ad hoc FISO in there, but that I'm not able to remove for some reason. But yeah, from right now I'm gonna be backing up the whole VM folder just to somewhere like my home directory. And now I'm going to be removing everything, and the reason for that is because I want the partition that has all of my virtual machines on it to be stored in a partition that is formatted to ext4. And so in order to do that, it has to wipe everything, and yeah, I don't really want that, and so I'm backing this up. And now I think I'm on to another time lapse, so enjoy this time lapse. No, it looks like I'm not doing time lapse. Okay. Alright. No, wait, maybe I am? No. The backups are still running. I can't tell. It's too choppy. Okay, I think I'm just gonna time lapse anyways. So time lapse starting now. Alright, so we're back, and I hope you enjoyed that time lapse because I ain't gonna do the first time lapse that we did again at some point. But yeah, I really, before I forget to remove OBS, like I did on 1604, I installed OBS, but then discovered it didn't work, but then I didn't uninstall it, and I forgot about it. And so that was just taking up room on the hard drive, unnecessary room. So before I forgot about that, again, I wanted to remove that while I was thinking about it. And now another... I forgot to install Gparted, my favorite partitioning manager. I forgot to install it. And in the end, I didn't need to install it, really. I could have just formatted from the command line. But I decided to install it anyways, and I am gonna need it down the line. Like I said, it's my favorite partitioning manager. I said that in episode 1, at the beginning of episode 1. But yep, that's done, and so now let's go in and format that partition as extension for ext4 instead of NTFS. I just had it NTFS before, so that would be compatible with Windows 7, and yeah, that was kind of needed so that I could back up my virtual machines to there. And so now let's go into Gparted here. Authenticate, and the window is about to open. Yes, it's open, and now it's gonna scan all the drives. But what am I trying to do? All right, so we are on So we are, Gpart is open. Base drive looks a lot different with only having one partition here because instead of a swap partition, Ubuntu 1804 uses a swap file, which is kind of like dynamic, like it grows as needed, instead of having a fixed size swap space. And also then you don't have to worry about running out of storage unexpectedly. So let's go into Google here. What am I Googling? I have no... Okay, well now I'm gonna format that as extension 4. Yeah, I really did not need to have Gparted here to do this. It would be great if I could, so I'm unmounting things because another thing that I want to do is label the file systems so that whenever I have to go into there, I don't have to access them by their UUID here. I'm actually gonna come up here and do something on my system really quick. Anyways, let's go back to the video. Oh yeah, so once again, the Slick Greeter. I wanna get Slick Greeter onto here. So, but first I'm gonna format that as ext4, and I'm gonna tick to apply all changes, and I'm gonna just install it. And of course my backups took a while in this. But, yeah, and this is over USB 3 too. I didn't always do it over USB 3. It was only a few weeks ago where I actually got a controller card for PCIe where I could do USB 3. So this would be even worse if I didn't have that controller card. So it looks like all you really have to do is install the Slick Greeter package and it'll configure everything for you. I didn't know that at this point in time. I thought that you still had to go into LightDM config file and edit that and tell it that the greeter was what the greeter was. But there is no lightdm.conf file, and there still